Welcome back. And now tuned into the other side of sports. I'm your host, Laws in the building. You already know we rocking out. Got my man Aaron in the building. Rocking out. Got a lot of stuff on tap. Bro, I've been kind of indisposed. I was traveling, went to California. It was nice out there. Got a couple rounds of golf in. Um, Dog, the weather is like that out that joint, dog. I'm talking about some of the best weather you ever experienced in your life is out there. If the gas wasn't 628, I'd be out there, bro.
It
Whole
ain't far from
family
that
gas.
here.
Dog, listen, when I saw the first gas jump, I was like, oh no. It's real, dog. It's real. I was praying. I was like, Lord, please help this rental car fill up fast as it can, dog, so I can get out of here. This jump, dog. And we had this big old Forerunner gas guzzling monster. I'm like, come on. Something gotta give, dog. Oh man, but yeah, I had a really good time out that jump. Broke both my phones. Jones going to pool. I'm finished. Both my phone. So Bama's probably hit me, and I'm like, they think I'm going cold crud, ignoring them and everything. I just ain't had no. I don't have no phones. You can email me, but you know what I'm saying, or hit me on the Facebook, John. Because if I'm on a computer, I can respond back. But yeah, dog, I just been out here, bro. It feels different with no phones, young. You know how connected we are through the phones.
You married, you don't need no phone anyway.
You right, I don't. The thing is, we
Everything
was
you need right in your house.
dog. She gave me her phone and was like, "Here, use this junk, babe." I'm like, "Young, I'm so glad I ain't know no toxic situation." No, it feel
What you
good.
want my phone for? That's 80% of dudes out here would have been phoneless.
No, you know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that, dog. Would have been, and then you'd have felt like, you know what I'm saying, the urge to get it back quick. Like you like, I gotta get like, nah, dog. We out here, we
Everything you
chilling.
need right in the house.
Yeah, young. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm good. Ordering the new junk. I'm gonna come to the house. You know, had a schematics. Order also. This is the only caveat. My phone was in the water for like 10 minutes, dog. So all my every contact, it might be finito, dog, because it got water damage and it was water on the SIM card too. So all the contact, if you don't know me, it might be
It's
Rap
over with.
City in the basement for me. Cause you might not be able to get in touch, dog. I'm just trying to tell you, ain't no love lost. Or if you might hit me, I might hit you with the, cause this jump be Jai Fluke when Batman's hit you with the, who is this? I don't have your number saved. You know what I'm saying? The little fluke jump. I'm keeping it all the way 100. It's really about to be that. Like, I don't know who this is, you know. I got 5 numbers memorized, Aaron. That's about it. So I don't know how it's going to go for real. But you're right. I got everything I need. Everything I need. Uh, question of the day. Question of the day comes in. Oh, it says, so basically now my fiance proposed to me this past weekend after almost 8 years. We've been together since we were 18. I am really happy we are engaged. However, I am so disappointed in the proposal and it's making it hard for me to be excited. For many years, he talked about how the proposal would be extravagant, not in the US. Once we realized that it would be an unrealistic, he was saying how it wouldn't be in our home state because it's very boring and nothing special. Anyway, he asked me to go on a date and get my nails done. That gave it away. I was already kind of let down because it it would be here, but I had faith because he made it seem like he knew exactly what I wanted. Our date was at probably the most touristy restaurant in our city because it's at the top of a really big hotel, so there's a great view. When we got there, we were first seated with a view of the escalator, so we asked to move to a better view. The waitress at the table asked us to stand up and pose for pics, which we did, and then he got on one knee and proposed in between two tables. The ring wasn't in a box, and the waitress took the pic. Now you're probably thinking, I'm a bitch. You already know. Maybe I am, but I made it clear so many times that I would not like a restaurant proposal at all. It was public, and there wasn't any romance nor leading up to it. He just said, "Will you marry me?" Remember that Martin episode? Gina, will you marry me? Are you happy now? Nothing else. I'm just so disappointed because I expected so much. He got my hopes up for literally 8 years that it would be something grand. And he's my first boyfriend,
8
first
years.
anything,
Good
and
grief.
everything we have been through. I expected something more heartfelt and with more effort. He has many friends that are photographers, but yet he couldn't even plan a nice photo. I want to post my engagement pictures, but there isn't
That
any
Instagram every
nice
time.
photo pictures to post. I went in and bought a dress, got my hair, nails done. I feel like I made all this effort for what?
So she knew it was
He for
coming.
I don't know. He for sure could have made better arrangements, but he kept bragging about he didn't even plan for the waitress to take the pics. And it was a good thing. There was no effort, literally. The only effort was making the reservations and getting the ring, which was uh um TBH. I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Uh, a long a long time coming. He's the type of man who wants to be different and stand out, but playing the most
She
basic
hot.
proposal I ever see. She hot. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Yeah, she's spilling. This is a one in a lifetime opportunity, and now it's such a huge letdown. And if you and and of you guys deal with something like, have any of you guys ever dealt with something like this? Am I being a total ungrateful bee? Um, what should I do?
Two things can be true. Yes, you being an ungrateful bee. And the Bama should have done a better job if he knows that, you know what I mean,
Uh-huh.
you had different intentions for what you would have liked. If this is something y'all discuss, I don't know if the Bama not listening or if he don't care or you've been
Nah,
nagging this Bama to get married
Ern, you
or what
know,
they.
you know what happened, dog. Bama went to scramble time, dog. Only Bamas do that when they just get lazy and they start. See, the mind is a terrible thing, dog, because you can talk yourself into something basic. Like he probably was like, dog, to take her out of the country, that ball be like 3,000 to do this. Young.
Budget was
She
running
been with
low.
me. She been with me 8 years. Like,
Yeah,
what's the
she ain't
big
going
deal?
nowhere.
Like, she ain't going. Dog, she just want to get married. So, all right, I'm gonna just propose to this gentleman. I'm gonna get the ring. Go up K Jewelers, get the little ring. I don't need the box. Maybe he got it from Hustle Man. I don't know, Aaron. Then he started rationalizing how he don't have to do much. And then this is where we are. So I can tell you how you can get the excitement back though, real easy.
Say no.
Just be like, nah, forget it. Give me the ring back then. We won't gotta do it. It's all right. Like if you don't want to do it, we don't gotta do it. You ain't gotta push you into the deep waters, young. I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I already
That's
spent
what
a
it should be
quarter.
about, though.
I
And
mean,
that's the
but
joint
if
that's
you don't,
crazy. Like Instagram and imagination has been killing relationships for over a decade now. It's like it's supposed to be about y'all spending y'all life together, building a family. You know what I mean? But she worried about
dog. She
how it's gonna
can't
look to
show the
other
ring. Yeah,
people.
she want had a ring. It's morphing time in the pictures, dog. It had a ring up so everybody can see it, dog.
There it
She
is.
want to show off the dress and the nails and the hair and the family, the balloons, all that, the whole like the setup, jump, dog. On the Paris street, they on a Paris street somewhere with the little overlay in the background, jump the green screen, got the water and the boat in the back, like what I'm saying. She want that whole demonstration. You might as well just done took her down to the studio, got the green screen, put it in the back, say, okay, babe, listen. This is something special. You know what I'm saying?
These
Might
are
as well
just
do this.
you gotta leave these jokes for the streets. Like she's in a we was talking about this earlier. She's in competition for attention. And when a youngin wanted that kind of attention,
It's
that desire
bad
is
news, dog.
insatiable. It's
It's
insatiable.
bad.
You'll never be able to live
You
up
can't
to
take. Yeah, you can't
what her
tame
needs
that
are.
though.
And 20 years from
Yeah,
now, she's gonna say y'all grew apart. It's just I'm not saying Alabama shouldn't have done better, but that being said, he proposed to you and asked for you to be his other half, and your mind is still caught up on what you need to be posting on Instagram and what other people, just the perception you want to give other people about your relationship. If this is who the Bama is, this is who he is. Y'all been together 8 years, so say no. Get a ring
say
back.
no. Yeah, say no. You down there, you could have easily just been like, you know what, babe, this ain't what I wanted, and be like, no. And then he could have just been devastated, took his ring, and you know what I'm saying, gave it to somebody else. Yeah, nah, I think you're right on that track where two things can be true. That's a fact. Yeah, nah, that's no the Instagram joke. Y'all got to be careful, yeah. Got to be careful. That joke can ruin your life for something
It
that's
will
not
ruin your
real.
life.
It's not real, dog. It's not real. I've seen youngins go into tailspins because you posted something or you didn't post something. And like it's like young, the joke not real, Slim. It's not real. Don't lose it. Yeah. And that's another thing too. Like, man, me and the missus was talking about it. Like some of these young's desires to like try to put forth certain things in their Instagram posts, right? When you get in a relationship and you still putting those things forward,
Man.
you thirsting for attention. Like
It'll never be
no,
quenched.
no dude is gonna wife you like literally like it's gonna
Not
be
the
a
kind of dude you
blocker.
want.
Not the kind of dude you want. Cause it's like what you out here chasing.
And
You
we'll
putting
still
this out
hit.
there
That's the
like
part. Like you're gonna be thinking it's going one way, and it's absolutely not.
no. Since when did Instagram come onto the scene? Like
I feel like it was like
2005,
07 or something
6.
like that. I know I was late to the joint, but
Dog,
the joint is trouble.
dog, could you imagine this when we was in high school, dog?
It'd have been
Dog,
crazy.
I'm praying for teenagers and kids in high school every day, dog. Cause it's
A whole new world.
it's unbelievable, dog. Just the fabrication that you have to like decipher through every single day. We knew the bum jumps were. We knew who the bad jumps were. It was like, yeah, it's wild, bro. On to some sports. There's a lot of moves that was made in the NBA, dog. A lot of moves that was made. First move, you had Rudy Gobert go to the T-Wolves. T-Wolves gave up Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Jared Vanderbilt, some no-name Bama, another no-name Bama, Walker Kessler. I know they play in the league, but I'm just saying, we don't know who they are. A 2023 first-round pick protected, 25 first-round pick unprotected, a swap of first-round picks on the in 26, 27 first-round pick, 29. Dog, I thought you can't give away that many first-round picks.
Not in
Or you just
back-to-back
can't do
years.
consecutive years?
Yeah, not in back-to-back years.
Oh, bro.
The NFL need to implement something like that too, but to protect teams from themselves.
Something. I mean, that's a lot they give up for Rudy Gobert. I know you got Karl Anthony Towns. You got the young boy who was in the movie with Edwards. Anthony Edwards. Yeah, he tough. I mean, I think you got a nice little core team right there. You still need some pieces, but I mean, at least from a 3-core, though, the Jazz is now utter trash. If I'm Donovan Mitchell, I got to get out. You have no chance.
He wanted out anyway. This might be part of the reason why they go ahead and moving on from Rudy Gobert. Because they were saying before this even came out that he was asking for a trade.
Yeah, it might be a done deal, though. It's just a done deal. Now, what do you think about him over the Wizards? I mean, of course, the asking price, we probably don't have nothing to get. Maybe you do. Yeah, it's gonna be astronomical to get Donovan Mitchell.
But you got to try. Like, we always see these trades take place, and we're surprised by how little some of these other teams give up to get guys. The Wizards have too many forwards, way too many forwards. They stay with too many power forwards. You cannot keep Kuzma and Rui Hachimura. One of them got to go. Denny Avdia got to go.
Gotta go
on the squad. Like,
gotta go.
They got to seal up this roster and get some depth and some guys that could come off the bench and score instead of these
today
7-point power forward Bamas that you just want to stack up at that position. So make a move. Get on the phone.
That's a fact. No, the next move is disheartening to me because I feel, trust me, when I saw what they gave up to get him, that jump it blew my mind. Malcolm Brogdon to the Celtics. They gave up Daniel Tice, Aaron Naismith, Malik Fitz. Who are these Bamas, dog?
Roy is a better name than all of them.
Morgan? Come on.
You could have gotten him.
In the 23 first round pick. Dog, what are we doing, Washington? That's why I went in on J-Mail on these flute lies and fabricated stuff, dog, because you mean to tell me the Celtics could get Malcolm Brogdon, but we can't with better pieces? Stop it, dog. Tommy, what is you doing, bro? If they would have got Malcolm Brogdon on his team with the roster that they got right now, that changes everything. That moves the team from what I see right now is a C+, B- roster to A, where you're now competing in the East for something for real.
If we had a different GM, if they had a different GM, I would feel like they're a piece away. But we know we're not getting that piece, so we're kind of stuck in that C+, B- range.
That's the piece that for now.
DeJounte Murray, something like if they get that one piece.
Dog, but this is the thing. When we was going through the scenarios, we was putting in pieces we thought had to be in there. We were like, oh, gotta put Kuzma in there, gotta put this. No. Right. These Bamas gave away
Joe Blow.
6 Joe Blows. Joe Blows in a pick. Dog, and the thing is, for Malcolm Brogdon, I think he's worth a first round pick. And like maybe not this year's first round pick because there was talent there. But like, yeah, I wouldn't be all that upset if they didn't have a first round pick and we got Malcolm Brogdon. We got, your tall, lanky Bama. What's his name?
Daniel Gafford.
No. The white boy. Porzingis. We got Porzingis, Kuz. Dog, you keep Porzingis.
They got
Kuz.
Pieces.
You got Bradley Beal. Dog, what are you talking?
Point guard away from being a point guard away from being a decent team.
You put Brogdon on there. That's 4 solid pieces. And your team is built differently than a lot of these teams that are like top heavy, where you got the superstars and you got all these
bunch of nothing.
All these Bamas off the bus stop trying to get them to give you production they did 10 years ago. Dog, you would be able to actually do something. Now it's over, and I'm done ranting about the jump. I'm just blown, dog. That's nothing.
And then Oladipo. Like, I don't like to see them get hit. Like, I just want to see them be more aggressive in filling out the end of the roster. It's like they'll make a move, and then they feel like that's a big enough splash to last them until the next offseason.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Then you had Kevin Huerter, get traded to the Kings for Justin Holiday, Mo Harkless. We don't need another wing. So okay. Then you got Royce O'Neal gets traded for a first round pick, dog, to the Nets. I know the Bama play defense. Don't get me wrong. But dog, Aaron, you know my philosophy. If you can't score, I don't want you.
Why are we here? It's called basketball. Not stop basketball. It's basketball. If you can't get a basket, then why are we even having this conversation?
I gotta see it for myself because I just don't know. There's no possible way. Dog, no way. The Bama averages for his career 6 points.
Got him.
2 assists.
I can get a second round pick at that rate if that's what they get.
4 rebounds, dog. Are you kidding me? You got a first round pick for Bama who can't bust a grape on the offensive end? This is unbelievable to me, dog. So then you had the most notable trade was the Spurs DeJounte Murray to the Hawks. And they get some other no name, a throwaway piece, Jock Landale, who cares? Spurs get Gallinari. They get a first round pick next year. They get a first round pick to 25 that's unprotected. They get a 26 first round pick, swaps the rights, and then 27 first round picks. So they get the 4 first round picks, though, and Gallinari. And Spurs, I feel like they wouldn't even trade DeJounte Murray if they didn't feel like they had pieces that they could just turn around and still be competitive and building for the future. And like Jones just crazy, dog. But that's another piece. The Hawks just got better. Hawks trying to do something. Tommy, what is you trying to do? Oh, the coasting, it infuriates me how mediocre we want to be. It's like these Batman say, what's the top bar for mediocrity? Let me get to that bar there, and that's where I want to be at.
Bezos, like, you don't want a basketball team? I know you're trying to get the skins. You don't want a basketball team, though? Leonsis don't need to have 2 teams. He can't afford it.
Yeah,
he can't afford it.
Yeah, because the moves show it.
The Caps give him leeway to be sorry with the Wizards, and we talked about this. I said once the Caps won that chip, it was going to set the Wizards back 10 years because the Bama got carte blanche to just do nothing.
Ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous. Then in the other NBA news, he want to be traded again. He with the Nets. He said, I'm done with the Nets. Writing on the wall. I don't really like having to deal with and speak to the Kyrie situation. Let me get out of here. He wants to go to LA.
When you go to business with your man, and your man, dog, this what happens. And like the one thing you got to get Alabama credit for is he knew he wanted out, but he shut up and let Kyrie get that Supermax before he, you know what I mean? Like
before
he's not getting credit for that.
At least he
1
knew
the whole time.
He knew the whole time.
Because they wouldn't have signed him without KD.
They wouldn't have signed him without. They wouldn't even got in. You already know. The Bama is that Bama's the Tinder swindler, dog.
He got his man $250 million and said, all right, I'm out.
He said, I'm out, dog. Hey, young. The thing is, though, they talking about Golden State. The Bama want to go back. Yo, I'm telling you, the grass ain't always greener. You go to these other places, you're going to realize what you lost. Now, I mean, of course, we all know Kevin Durant gets a bad rap from a lot of people. He gets a bad rap because he joined an already winning team that didn't really need him, that made him better. He left there, went over to the Nets, tried to assemble his own super team. Joe just didn't work out, dog. And now he back on the market, dog, trying to get shopped. I mean, what will his legacy be? What will his legacy be?
I mean, that's going to be totally dependent on how many more championships he gets. Because he's towards the end of his career, at least as being one of those top guys. So he probably has 3 years left at being one of those, top players. Mm-hmm. Just because the Bama's like 7 feet tall. And when your body's that big, it's harder for you to last as long as some of these guards, or maybe even a LeBron who's 6'9". There's a big difference when it comes to 6'9" versus like 7 feet, and how his frame is built. So he's got to get 2 chips in the next 3 years if he wants to be in that top 5 conversation. Top 10 conversation. Because a lot of guys don't like him because of his personality. They're automatically going to try to force him down as far as they can get away with when it comes to those all-time rankings.
Yeah, dog. I mean, granted, Kevin Durant, top 3 scorer in the league. Bama's pure scorer of all time in basketball. Bama's unreal, dog. He can fill the cup up. Because sometimes, and it's just in sports, dog, sometimes the best player is not always the best leader. And by default, a lot of times those best players always get pushed into that leadership. Like you got to be the leader of the team because you're the best player. But sometimes it just doesn't fit. And in this circumstance, it just doesn't fit for Kevin Durant,
KD.
though. He's
That
not.
and these
But
white a lot. We got to go back to these white narratives in this ring chasing where they want to, whenever they want to try to attribute guys that they like as being better than the guys that we look at in the eye test, say, oh no, this is the guy right here. They try to make it like, oh, he has this many rings because they, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of guys like that have a bunch of rings and they try to use that to stop conversations about how good other players are. And so a lot of the players of this generation, starting with LeBron, I feel like went on this ring chasing spree where it's like to kind of fit into their narratives instead of just being like, Babbers who play ball, no, I'm a cooker. Like you look and you see, you know what I mean? You can say what you want about Steph having 4 rings. Steph ain't better than KD in his prime. And it's just they have these narratives to allow them to have conversations that people who actually play sports, who actually compete, who actually can look and see in 5 seconds, you know what I mean? Oh, no, this is the dude right here. This is the best player on the court right here. Yeah. But for them to be able to add journalism and narratives and all these other spins they like to put because they can't bust a great competition.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about physical talent and like size and mobility and length and all of the above, he checked all the boxes. And literally with that together, he can be essentially unguardable. And I mean, it just is what it is.
And it's also why you don't have like a Kareem or a Shaq being mentioned as the best players of all time. Because when you don't dominate the ball, well, LeBron's a small forward too, but he plays like a point forward to where he can dominate a game without scoring the basketball. That scoring is a big part of LeBron's game, but he can do other things. Like he can get his other teammates involved in a way that KD is not necessarily a point forward. Like he's not out there to distribute the basketball, to get guys in position and do all these other things. So it's just it's kind of a slippery slope when you try to compare. It's like comparing apples and oranges sometimes, but that's one of the things people like the most about sports, having these debates, these barbershop conversations.
You already know, no, that's what we live for. No, so there's a thing that's happening in sports right now, and it's happened before, but it's starting to get on my nerves. It starting to bother me. It's called sports washing. Have you heard the term, Aaron?
Sports washing?
Sports washing.
Never.
It's essentially when sports is used to cover atrocities of like governments and atrocities of like countries. So they use the sports to overshadow and like cover up all the like the negative stuff that a country has done. And the reason this is a thing now is because the Live Golf League has came in and bought up all the players from the PGA Tour. And now those PGA Tour players, they're putting a lot of pressure on them to basically speak to them supporting the Saudi-backed league of the Live Golf League. And they trying to say, oh, well, you support them over America, and you like, because, of course, the Saudi Arabia, like when the 9/11 happened, they was a part of that. There was a Washington Post reporter that was like decapitated over there in Saudi Arabia and like never came home and stuff like that. And so now these golf players are now like, they posing in pictures, they getting the bag, they playing.
So
golf.
Any of these white boys asking him about police shooting an unarmed Bama 60 times? Any of these white boys asking that question? No. Any of these white boys asking him about shooting a woman while she's sleeping in her bed at night and killing her? Any of these white boys asking those questions? So they can
that's what I'm saying.
You know how I feel about
that. America is
Bama's act like America is heaven. Get the hell out of here.
No, we don't work. How dare you try to put on these golfers the responsibility of like standing and trying to speak to war crimes, all like that. No, when you Bama's like it's hard for. That's what I'm saying. It's
the nerve of these Bama's.
The nerve. No, and of course they try to spin it like these Bama's are the worst Bama's in the world for playing for this Saudi golf. How you think They even got all the bread that they got.
From America, buying up all that oil and all that other food.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, stop it.
Bams was dabbing me out. Like, come on, young. We not gonna act fake but hurt off the jump when it's not like that. The reality is that the PGA Tour does not want their players leaving the PGA Tour to go to the Live League.
And they don't want to cut them checks.
They don't want to cut the check.
You got
so it's like so it's the next best thing is public defamation, dog. That's the go-to move. Make you look bad in the public, so then you feel obligated to have to do stuff, speak, and all like this.
But that works on minorities. That shit don't work on white boys. They don't give a if them checks clear.
Dog, the Shambo done took off his hat, dog. He used to wear the little beanie.
I guarantee you, yesterday they was posting flags and they don't give a fuck about none of that these babbas talk about. They like happy birthday, America, all that yesterday. Go ahead and look at their IGs. I guarantee you, they don't give a fuck about none of this stuff they talk. That shit work on blacks and everybody else. That shit don't work on them. That's their strategy.
Them members ain't blinking the eye, dog. They talking about the Shambo trying to tell the people like years from now, everybody will be happy. This will be a good move for everybody. Dog, them checks cleared, dog. Ain't no loyalties.
I ain't trying to hit. Cut me a $500,000 check. I'll play for hell. I don't care where the location is. Cut me a $500 million check.
Dog, 250 mil. I'm playing for the side. I'm singing Arabian Night all the way. We doing it everything. Dog.
I had a kufi on in there.
Dog, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, it's the fact that they call it's a thing. It's on Yahoo Sports front page, dog. Sports washing. They really trying to just defame these Bammers to make them feel bad for getting a check. When America get the check all the time, if we're gonna hold anybody responsible, Biden, Trump, all these the government itself need to be held at the highest pedestal. They not is Trump going to jail for all the stuff he did? This man trying to take over the White House, dog. January 6th. We know
killing cops and everything.
we know it. Is he going anywhere?
These people are sick,
he about to run in 24. What you mean? He about to re-up. He about to re-up, get his ballots cast, and win.
If he run
again, this is what I'm saying. With no repercussions, dog. This is what I'm trying. If you want to know if America is racist or not, Exhibit A, dog. This man done been in court litigations since he been out of office and about to run again and win. I know y'all want to hear it, man. But who gonna beat him? Biden? That Bama can't keep his eyes open. It's wild right now. It's wild right now. But yeah, the sports washing, Joe, it's a thing. I mean, whatever. Dan Snyder, before we get out of here, young. Dan Snyder, the GOAT.
Teflon
Dan, dog. He can't. People trying to put blame on Daniel Snyder. They say, I don't know how Ron Rivera keeps escaping the scrutiny of his team. Like they think this Bama is like his record is perfect.
That's the gift of playing for Dan. Like if you take this job, you get no criticism. Look at Jay Gruden and all the foolishness that went on. He was smoking weed with bare feet outside of Loudon One with a youngin' that was 20 years old while he married, and it never really made a peep. You don't hear about his leadership and how inappropriate that was or anything. So if you play for Dan, he's going to take the blame. So it's almost like having a bulletproof coaching vest. Yeah.
Man, no. If
you win, you're a genius. If you lose, it's the owner's trash.
That's it. The thing is, if you could get this team turned around and win, dog, you would have a get out of jail free card for life. Because this is the thing. You take over this team, you got to fight the press, the media in this town. You got to fight the actual team and getting the team turned around and actually play well.
Then you got to fight the damn councilman and mayor of DC for it's a bunch of foolishness surrounding the team.
Dog. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And people who've come in here before thinking they could change it around, It's like, dog, Dan is to blame for the people he picked, dog, because these Bama's is just not capable.
That's his biggest fault. Alabama is not good at picking people.
Yeah, because it's just not capable. He's just not capable. And I mean, it's a new, like, I guess the first case got dropped. Now it's a new jump. They trying to, let my man go. He not about to. As much as fans want him to be put ousted from the league and kicked out, it's not happening.
Because other owners will be on their way out and they know it.
And they saying, word on the street, Dan ain't got no friends, nothing. Don't need friends when you got billions, dog.
Yeah. And people don't like him. He OC. I'm not saying Alabama's not guilty of a lot of the stuff they said he's done. He's a POS for sure. Mm-hmm. But some of these other Southern owners, we talking about Jerry Jones, some of these other guys, McNair that died, some of the stuff that's gonna come out about what these Bama's is doing, if they get they're not gonna let that come out. Not having it. So y'all can forget about it.
Dog, where the emails at, Ern? I'm gonna keep asking till kingdom come. When we gonna see the rest of the emails?
There's nothing in them that indicts Dan. It might be problematic for a lot of other Bama's. That's why they ain't came out. But it's nothing in there that's gonna be like a smoking gun for Dan. Bezos has more money than damn near anybody on the planet. He's tried everything to get Dan out of here. If at this point he hasn't had the smoking gun, it doesn't exist. Because if anybody could get it, it's him.
That's a fact. If
nobody has more resources than Bezos, other than maybe Elon Musk. But he on the spectrum, so he is for real. Bama got Asperger's. So, if anybody got the resources,
dog,
it's Bezos.
Who got the resources, dog?
Bezos.
More than Bezos. Bezos he got more resources than.
If he can get Dan out of there, none of y'all can.
Yeah, that's a fact. Not the government, not nobody.
Nobody.
Oh, dog, Dan there forever. Dan probably just sitting in his chair like.
And he probably don't watch. He don't listen to the radio. He don't watch TV. He don't give a fuck about none of this stuff y'all talking about. He went to the Sean Taylor joint, little memorial joint, outside the porta potties with Timberlands and a hoodie on. He don't give a fuck about none of that shit y'all talking about.
That Bama came out that joint like Jake.
Not a drop. He is not tripping.
At all, dog. At all. Oh, man. Follow us at OSS 980, Other Side of Sports. Shout out to Where's Buffy Podcast. Shout out to Kicking It with G-Man. Shout out to Lance J Radio. Shout out to Holly Cotton. Shout out to Jenna Garcia. Shout out to everybody who rock with us heavy. Please share the content. Share the show. Numbers is going up. We appreciate you. We got to get to 100,000. Help us get there by sharing the content. If you enjoy our topics and stuff we talk about. If you want to send a question of the day, you want to hear us discuss, you can send it.
Doing some video questions of the day. Had a youngest come on or dudes and ask a question themselves.
Yeah, I'm with it. If you want to do that, you want to have a video and do a question of the day, we can make that happen. Send it to OSS 980. Right? You can just find it on Instagram, DM it to the OSS 980 page, and we'll bring your question on and talk about it on the show. That's all. We out.